Anyway.
I got a doozer.
All right, let's hear the doozer. Because I'm going to have to recover after that. I'm sweating.
I know, I'm sweating just thinking about it. It might be worth doing this as a topic itself.
All right, well, maybe we'll do a quick version and maybe we'll do an in-depth version later.
So, in all of our breeding programs, we breed to improve undesirable traits by breeding to sires that are stronger in the area that the female is weaker. The way Greg runs everything together, how does he improve his herd quickly other than by culling, as it only gets rid of things you don't like and doesn't correct it from happening again next year? How does he prevent inbreeding and improve these weaknesses without bringing in outside genetics?
Wow, there's a bunch of parts to that question. I know. I'm trying to understand the first part. So your females have undesirable traits. So you pick the sire that is strong in that area. Yep. Breed
him to the females. The offspring are gonna be more desirable in that trait than their mothers. That's what he's doing, and he's asking the way that Greg is running it.
How do you get more positive influence without
as opposed to
animals?
Or with like only culling? But that's not all that we do. That's kind of what he's asking. So basically,
just watch your.
Sorry,
you're good. Just the people are like,
I'm getting a little bit of vertigo.
Yeah.
We're choosing seed stock from out of Greg's herd that is fits all the boxes, prime genetics. We're not just like culling isn't the only way that we are improving the genetics. We're also taking the cream of the crop, so to speak, taking those animals and breeding them back to the females, inbreeding. So,
but technically doing that, you're still only culling. Like you know what I mean. But
you're not bringing in new genetics.
But what you were about to get at, I think, is the line breeding situation is sort of how Greg is able to amplify positive traits, and so what. Okay, it's hard to unpack this, so I'm just trying to like get my thoughts in order here. But okay, you've got this is the way I think about it, right? And this may or may not answer your question. So you have a female, right? We'll call her female A, right? In her genetic makeup, she makes up 50% of her calf, right? Genetically. Within that 50%, there's a spectrum based on, the genetic recombination and just pure dumb luck about how that calf is going to turn out, right? On one end of the spectrum is the best it possibly could be with given her genetics of that 50%. I'm talking about just the 50% that she's contributing. On one end of the spectrum, it's like as good as she can, as good a calf as she could possibly throw. On the other end of the spectrum is as dinky of a calf as she could possibly throw. And depending on the female, that spectrum might shift where her upper end is going to be a lot higher than another female's upper end. And therefore, her lower end is going to be a lot higher than another female's lower end. But there's still going to be a spectrum as far as like how good an offspring she's going to throw, right? Then the other 50% of that is coming from your bull or from your sire, right? So if you're choosing bulls that fit your criteria, you've got some from your stock. That 50% that came from his mother, you're choosing bulls that were on that upper tier from their mother's 50%, right? And so it's a really good looking calf. You put that, like good bull calf grows into a really stud looking bull. That bull then gets bred to that, like the offspring of. Okay, I'm just going to explain line breeding, but basically what happens is if you've got female A, right? She breeds to bull A. You get a heifer female. That's 50% of that bull, 50% of the mother. That might be, her spectrum might be a little bit on the low end, right? But that bull, because he was chosen out of the crop, is on the high end of his mother's spectrum, if that makes any sense, right? So you've got a high quality bull being bred to a medium tier female, right? So you get half medium tier, half high tier in that heifer, right? Her spectrum of her influence is now going to be shifted because of her father's influence a little bit in the right direction. She has a heifer calf. You breed she's bred back to her father,
who's a good bull.
who's a good bull, and then she has a heifer calf, and that heifer calf, because now her mother is shifted a little farther in the right direction, and her father is all the way in the right direction, she's shifted even more. And so then her heifer calf is bred back to her father again. And you can keep doing that, and so you're ratcheting that spectrum of that female genetic farther and farther, and then maybe you have a bull calf, and that bull calf is ratcheted farther in the right direction than his original father. And so you just keep breeding that back into it.
And obviously it's not like we're singular animals breeding back, but like on Greg's scale, because he's keeping, you know, like the 5 of his top from the previous year, and then all breeding quality stock from the so 5 from 2 years ago, basically all the young bulls from last year all go in as far as like breeding, and so
you get a weighted
highest
average.
fertility, highest, you know.
But I'm just trying to explain on a 1-to-1 level, like what's going on, right? And that's sort of how, just by culling, because the only thing that's happening is you're removing animals that get into that lower tier, and you can see them physiologically, they're in that lower tier, and you remove them out of the breeding pool, you're going to slowly start ratcheting in the right direction, even without adding any more genetics.
Another piece to that too is any calf born in an environment is better suited to survive in that environment than her or his mother was. And so each generation that you're keeping those animals back and then using them as breeding stock, theoretically they become better and better and better adapted to your environment and will perform better and better and better in the long run. So when you're bringing in new genetics, say a bull from 100 miles away or something, he's not adapted to, and it's not even necessarily the environment. It's things as much as like your management or, you know, like your mineral program, your, you know, all these different factors. Those calves born on your farm are going to be better adapted than any calf you could ever buy from anywhere. And so like doing that's also the advantage of the line breeding. So
and I understand why the line breeding is controversial, because you need to have a certain size in order to avoid or minimize inbreeding. And inbreeding may still occur even at a larger scale just because of chance. And inbreeding is where a bull breeds his mother. That's inbreeding. And that's where you can get a lot more of those genetic deficiencies. And there may be some genetic deficiencies that occur in the line breeding, but I mean, we see it firsthand because Greg's been line breeding for years and his genetics are absolutely incredible. And so it works. But there is something to be said for bringing in new genetics. You just have to be very careful of, like, it's a gamble. You bring something into your farm and he might just absolutely melt and not be able to perform under your management and your environment, whatever. So it's always a risk, but it's sometimes nice to get a little bit of new genetic influence. I see people being afraid and against line breeding for inbreeding reasons. But I mean, just from our personal experience, it works. I mean, we see it every day. We have some absolutely gorgeous animals out there that are a result of 2 decades of line breeding, basically. So